is ABCDE going to be able to do this?
Not sure. I mean, one of the guys that was going big was Amorous J, so we're going to be having to watch out for him as this series continues. But Contra had a phenomenal game number 4 to close down that series. Let's see if he's going to be able to continue that momentum here going up against ABC. All of his teammates have dropped out now. Contra is the last guy alive. He's stuck over towards car 1, so a good solid start here for ABC. Oh, looks like interesting. It looks like they're not going to be playing. Yeah, interesting strategy. It looks like these teams are going to get along with each other and elect not to fight.
What a ninja!
Curious to see why they ended up wanting to restart this one. It doesn't seem like anyone was not playing as I scroll through everybody. Maybe some audio issues coming in on one side, but
yeah, we'll get an update
for that and we'll let you guys know. But game number 1 here, we'll get a replay shortly and get everything sent to you guys when it comes in.
All right, now we're moving over here on board with Destroyed. As you can see him watching 2 players move around, run around, a bunch of missed shots, 0% accuracy. But no, it's a way now update. We'll find out what's going on here and get this one restarted, as it is going to be yet again a best of 5. And then when we move over to the finals, that is when we're going to first see the best of 7 game type.
Sorry, guys. We'd like to give you that minute and a half of your life back, but it's gone.
So we'll see what happens out. I mean, I wonder if there's going to be any beginning strat changes, even though it didn't really play out in any way. Looks like nobody was able, or a couple kills did happen that game, but we'll get an update here shortly, and then we'll find out exactly how these 2 teams are going to proceed.
Close up on this man, yeah. So what do you think? Predictions for this series? Do you think that it's going to go, the distance like ABC pushed Splice, or do you think that Oxygen Supremacy is playing at a pretty high level? I mean, I don't know why that's being restarted, but we just saw off the get-go that they were not scared at all. They came out firing. Contra was the last guy alive, whether it was a restart or not.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a little rough for them. They put 2 dead immediately, and then Contra was at a disadvantage hiding car 1. And then that's when we saw the players, take their time to kind of figure out, like we said, we'll get an update soon, but it was an opening winning strategy, I'd say, for ABCDE to start that one off.
Yeah, and they were already pushing into the base, too, which is something that you got to watch out for. And then, again, something to keep in mind is they saw where Contra was going. Are they going to adjust what happened because they saw so many people dying on the side of Oxygen Supremacy? Like, hey, let's not go out pink side this way. Or, hey, these guys flew up and threw 2 nades this way. Let's go and throw 2 nades this way and counter them. So a lot of mind games go into these beginning strategies and the restarts.
Yeah, and of course, it's a good time to talk about, how we want to interact with you guys there at home as well. So if you like what you're watching, or if you want to see what, we want to hear what your predictions are on top of that as well. So make sure you do tweet at us using the hashtag HCS. We'll find out what you think, or who is going to be that last and final spot in the Pro League here. And shout out to Abba's Clutch.
Oh, yeah. Abba.
Said we'd do that as well. Ran into him last night.
From Greece.
Halo fan from Greece. Abba from Greece.
I didn't know we had friends in Greece. I had no idea. Thank you guys. Everyone that is watching everyone that's watching, thank you guys, especially to those that support Halo internationally. It is awesome to actually see that. It just blew my mind that we actually had people that were watching in Greece.
Yeah. I mean, you can recognize it isn't very often, but sure enough, it does happen sometimes, and that guy was pretty happy.
Yeah, he was. I don't know. He was so excited. I was like, we just cast Halo, man. It's nothing really special about what we're doing. I think that it's really all about the players, honestly. But they've been putting on a show today, honestly. There's no better way to put it. That Amorous J, definitely the MVP. I don't know who the MVP of Oxygen Supremacy is. That's kind of a beautiful thing because everyone's kind of playing pretty evenly matched. I got to say that Contra has definitely stood out in certain parts. I've seen some really amazing things coming out from Nemesis. Really what makes Oxygen Supremacy so deadly, in my opinion, is, and I had an opportunity to coach against them when we were at Daytona when Straight Urban was playing against them, but they have such different play styles. They really do. All 4 of them are just completely off the wall, and you can't compare any one of these guys to each other. So I feel like that's what makes them a so scary team, and if they mesh really well together, and if they're playing at a really high level, they can definitely continue opportunity to make this losers bracket run.
But it looks like we've got the players all figured out. Let's go right back into the game as we are starting off game number 1.5, Truth CTF, as we're watching Destroyed immediately contest here for this camo. Chaotic wasn't watching it initially, but some missed shots happening, and I don't think he even burned that camo, and that was just 3 dead here now for Oxygen Supremacy.
Wait, 3 of us died. Restart the game, guys. Restart the game. We didn't get the camo. Time to restart.
All right, but the good news is that the restart still worked out in ABCDE's favor, as they still had another strong opening, but no flag pulls or no real flag runs being able to happen off that opening.
What a chaotic game number 1. CTF Truth, it's always so fast-paced, such run and gun here, and I'm curious to see who's going to be able to get some footing, because it seemed like at the beginning it was going to be ABC, but now all of a sudden pink control in favor of Oxygen Supremacy, map control in favor of Oxygen Supremacy, and when they have the spawners, they're going to be able to converge on the base here. So eventually they're going to clean out. It's going to be Ryan taking out Chaotic, Amherst J pushing over towards the pink side. That was kind of a mistake, though, from Oxygen Supremacy. They didn't send another guy towards the pink side, and that's what Contra is realizing now, and that's why he's charging over towards the pink.
Yeah, Amherst J doing a great job putting some shots down here. That's 2 dead now for Oxygen Supremacy. Make that 3 dead. Last player is P2 directly below Amherst. He does recognize that he's there. He hears the shots. Contra gets 1 shot in the back. Amherst J, rather than challenge that, he's just going to push back, try to help out his teammates. Works out in his favor, but Contra does double back and secure that kill.
Very nice play there by Amherst J. One of the things that you guys can take away from home watching this is prioritizing your kills and just making sure that you're responding to the right call at the right time and not responding to the call at the right time. Because you could easily just not helped on those guys underneath the base, but realize that Contra, he can save and fight that fight for another day. And yeah, he may eventually lose that, but it's so important to clean up one of your teammates' fallouts. And it's always that really nice feeling when you do make a fallout and someone responds to it in that fashion.
Yeah, I mean, it's what facilitates teamwork. You have to have people that recognize that, you know, I've said it before, but, you know, just to kind of say it again, if you're just constantly fighting a bunch of 1v1s, you're playing the game wrong. It's not what's supposed to be happening. It's constant teamwork. You need to be backing down, repositioning, and you see a lot of times people and players will have, you know, bad cases of tunnel vision, where they see somebody across the map, and that is the only person they can focus on it. That is clearly not what we just saw at Amherst J.
So a couple slays now, finally going over to Oxygen Supremacy. This is the first time that we've seen them starting to advance towards a potential flagpole. But as soon as that happens, someone from, I think it was Average J there, who just died in front of the base from ABC, ended up getting a triple kill. That's so important in these CTF games. Something that we didn't see a lot in CTF Coliseum is really good defense setups, and being that maybe like last guy or second to last guy alive in a 2-on-4 scenario and getting a kill out of that, that just completely stops the flag run.
Yeah, and another great melee kill coming out to Destroyed here as he is locking down top center. That's 2 dead here overall. Last 2 players are top of the base. Destroyed, no, loses the 1v1, and that's essentially going to shut down that flagpole opportunity.
It's so different than the CTF Coliseum game that we saw, what, 3 or 4 flagpoles happen within the first minute and a half. This is just a constant battle for map positioning. And what's scary is sometimes you can get, you know, under control here, and if you're getting on the spawn trap, it can happen very quickly where a team just double caps on you. So as soon as this opens up, I'm expecting a lot more objective to happen. It's not going to be just like a 1-0. It's kind of like once one person starts doing it, everybody's going to start pulling the flags.
I'm really impressed what we're seeing from Nemesis here. He has stayed alive, no shields, 3 or 4 different times. He's put so much damage down here. Got so many kills. He's absolutely opening up the map here for his team.
Perfect play. Unfortunately for him, he got kind of spawned on. Oh, nice nade there by Bound. They do have multiple players pushing in from the car side. I'm not sure if this flag is going to be captured quite yet. You do have the ground pound coming in. It should come in the side right about now. Thought that would have been a good opportunity to pull that flag. Instead, they're going to try to go for the counter cap here. Nice job by Marbs picking up the double. That flag is sitting underneath the base. Destroyed there for the triple kill if you want. The last guy just spawning over towards that car side.
Hit that.
But Destroyed is still getting kills from underneath the base. Chaotic finds a double kill. Now it's a 2-on-2 situation. And I don't think they're going to be able to get this one. Let's scroll through and see where that flag necessarily is. It is still sitting P1. So triple kill coming out from Contra. Looking for the overkill. Should be pretty easy. He can even find the kill tag if he wants it. On to Marvelize. Oh, Contra. Choke.
I was about to say boom goes the Elamite there if he got that kill-tacular, because I have not seen one of those in quite some time. Sure enough, it's the LCQ where we'd see the first one appear. But, you know, it goes back to Marb's play below the base. Now, sure enough, Marv did shut down that kill, but if Marv was able to secure one of those kills below the base, he probably would have had an even footing to go up against Contra right after that, but it did not work out. He definitely made a couple mistakes.
I like this play coming out from the from the blue side, excuse me, Chaotic, with a nice flag toss out towards bottom middle, and then he sticks 2 players. So toss the flag out and stick it 2 guys. Really can't ask for more than that from ABC. Nemesis getting the trade down with Armor's J. It looks like Bound was the guy that was trying to support for that flag run, but now he's just the guy locking down the bubble, just trying to stay alive.
And they've had such a strong opening and a bunch of great individual plays coming out of this team, but it is a little unfortunate that the scoreboard does not reflect that. It is 1 over in favor of OS when, from what I've seen so far, it could easily be 2-0 in favor of ABC.
Yeah, but the thing is with CTF games is it really comes down to all the small things, comes down to the defense, comes into the good collapse on offense, also securing the flag capture and maintaining control. So you're going to have to really step it up here from ABC, because even though it's either way, it's not happening right now. They're not able to infiltrate the base cleanly because these guys are too well practiced. You're going up against veterans on Oxygen Supremacy. That is what's scary right now for ABC. So unless they're doing something amazing individually and playing out of their minds like they were in the previous Splice series, they're going to slowly and surely lose this game to really experienced players.
Ooh, and flag's being pulled. Last 2 players, Carside and below the base. Contra waits for his shield to drop down. Will go ahead and pick up yet another kill. That's 2 dead once again. Flag still being moved very quickly across the map. That's Ryan, none other than the OBJ master himself, pushing in to try to get this flag pulled. Ooh, but Marbs does get it out the window, so he's going to buy some time for his team.
Gotta win this. It's a big win if he can get it. Nemesis flies in with the help. Now the key is to slay. That's the key here. You cannot go for this flag return until you get map control. Finding that camouflage is how you do this. Just getting that kill, using that camo to get the return would be huge. Instead, he does not do it. He had to sacrifice his life for that. Tried to stay alive instead. Bad play with the camo there by Nemesis. Great play by ABC to get this split up all the way back to their base in an instance where they could easily be down 2-0.
This is that was just an insane flag run. How many people died trying to pull that and return that flag? The grenade, phenomenal from Destroyed. This game has been pretty wild. Some of these sticks that we're seeing back onto a flag standoff. Now, ABCDE really wants to win this one. In this game number 1, they're in a flag standoff, only down by 1. They can potentially tie this one up. Not a lot of time left to play on the clock as well, and to go down 2-0 with like 2 minutes left in the game, that's a very deflating
this
thing
is
to
so important for especially ABC. It's important for both teams, but I feel like since ABC in my eyes is the underdog, even though they came from the winner's bracket, and there it is, 2 kills going on over to OS. Destroyed, he's going for the flag touch because he's under the impression that the team is going for the return right now. Nemesis, he gets 1, can he get 2? There it is. Not going to be able to get this return, however. He does take it down to a little bit and throws a death grenade. Should allow the guys from OS to advance just a little bit. Keep in mind that camo, I believe, is grabbed at 5-0-0, so 3-0-0 is going to be the big time to look out for a game-changing play here. It's so important to grab that camo and use that to infiltrate the base here in the standoff situation.
Oh, Chaotic, no, he does a great job waiting for his teammates, helping to double team Ryan, but then he just jumps out when they have that advantage, and the last 3 players are, you have information on all of them. Those are one of the times you really need to stay alive.
Definitely, again, pink control, camo, huge here. You can get a little bit aggressive here if you're Contra, I agree with this, but one of the things that you got to remember is that you want to be in P2 as this thing is popping up, or at least adding pressure and sticking the guys inside of the base. And that's what is happening right now. You see Destroyed waiting for that camo. Contra's pushed over there as well. Armor's J and the rest of ABC are just trapped inside of their base. And I believe Destroyed did pick that camo up and is just crouching there. Very heads-up play by Destroyed. Could have gave up his position, but now they have no idea for ABC. This could be a great play if he just flanks underneath the toilet here.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen camo be such a big, game changer here. Marv's not able to spot it, but the melee trade, he gets it and keeps the flag alive. Oh, that could have, oh my God, the counter return instead. Tom, what is happening?
What a choke by OS. That is just so bad. It's such poor execution. Destroyed. You have to use that camo. What are you doing just going up and meleeing the guy? Use your camo, throw a grenade, get something going in that instance. Maybe go for the 3-shot beatdown. Take your time. Do something with it. That's your opportunity to go huge.
Yeah, I mean, like, think back to what Snipedown did at Halo World Championships. I think it's Team Liquid. He had the camo on top of the base, sticks the flag carrier, shoots another guy in the back, ends up securing like a triple kill and a flag return. That's how you need to play those camos.
You're talking about the guy that just won the tournament?
Yep, the dude that won the tournament.
Yeah, everybody needs to play like that guy.
Just play like Snipedown.
Yeah, it sounds so easy, everybody.
Oh,
no, but you know who had a...
Oh my god, and the ground pound. That was just 4 dead with the flag being moved, but more choking happening right now. Bound. He will recover, though. Get that flag moving across the map.
Uh-oh.
I don't think anyone's in position.
Thrust again. There it is.
Oh my, they just had 2 dead as well. So instead of a 2-0 potential lead from OS, like they should have had with that camo play, they find themselves down 2-1 with less, or yeah, just about a minute left to play.
And what a grenade. That stops the flag from being pulled. Perfect shots. Bound onto Contra. Go for the ground pound, man. That would have been disgusting. Instead, he's going to help secure the kill onto Ryan.
Oh.
Nemesis gets the beat down there from Mark. The return does not come in. Instead, the triple kill and return comes in at the same time. 1 minute left for ABC to either lock it down with some defense or try to get this third cap.
That was a pretty crazy minute. I'm just like over here like, ooh, making all kinds of noises. It's these clutch plays and sometimes crucial mistakes are just happening for both teams. Less than a minute left to play. Still plenty of time. They need to have a flagpole with about 15 seconds in order to move it across the map quickly enough to capture it. And of course, they have to do that while not allowing the other team to pull their flag, because if the flag is away, you're not able to cap it by 0 seconds. This game is over.
Ryan died with camo. You have another player, I think, Destroyed died as well. Contra is dropped, and you have a flag being pulled by the ABC side. Nemesis with the perfect shots. Now it's a 2-on-3 situation, but he flies out looking for a guy P3. He gets shut down immediately. I don't know if it's going to be enough time. Destroyed. That is not the smart time to be shooting bodies. I do not understand why you would shoot a body after you're losing a game. Just more incentive for these guys to continue to put the belly on. But either way, ABCDE for the win. FTW, honestly, what a game coming out from the underdogs. And it all happened because of that return in the standoff, Kyle.
Yeah, I don't know who was the MVP on that. I don't even know who I'd give it to, but we'll take a look at the stats
Chaotic.
in just a minute.
He also was the one with the return.
Oh yeah, you're right. He was the one with those crazy sticks.
I just don't understand how they get the return in that situation when they have camo, they have complete map control, and nobody looks like they're in position on the side of ABC to do anything.
Somebody was sleeping.
Well, also the fact that they pulled the... Why is the flag even sitting out pink side of the street in the first place? The fact that they allowed the flag to go over there, that's like just way too far out in the open and made it an easy return. And then no one's even positioned to stop the guy that's returning the flag until it's already too late. So that was just so unfortunate for those guys. Now they're down in the series 1-0 in a game that they totally should have won, playing from the red side now on Slayer on Plazas. So they're going to have to just regroup, bounce back here, and brush that off, because that was a game they should have won.
Yeah, I mean, I like watching these guys play. Like, pretty entertaining and great overall movement, great plays. The double sticky from Chaotic. Speaking of his stats, 33 and 26. And then what stands out to me on Oxygen Supremacy side is Ryan, really, because he was definitely playing extremely aggressive. 25 kills and then 25 assists.
Yeah.
Well, with only 23 deaths.
Yeah. I mean, no perfect kills coming over him. Doesn't necessarily matter. He's just adding so much aggression, 59% accuracy. However, it's just crucial mistakes that are costing these guys. And they really got exploited after that cap. It was 1-1, and then all of a sudden there was a situation where they skedaddle with the flag. They get a couple of slays, and then boom, 2-1 with a minute left. It's like, what happened? We were pretty much winning this game, I would say, for at least a good 80%.
Yeah. And as we go ahead and jump into this game number 2, just to point out one additional stat is damage dealt. Chaotic had almost 5K. Nobody from Oxygen Supremacy broke 4.
Wow. All right, here we go. Plaza TS Overshield. You have that top center. You have the sniper rifle still sitting pretty towards that nest side. kicking this one off with Ryanoob. Let's see what he's going to do to start this one. Looks like it's going to be an overshield push. He goes over towards the soda to help grenade the flowers area. Very nice grenade. Lands that, picks up the overshield. Flawless execution coming in from Ryanoob. Gets the double kill and the sniper rifle with the overshield. So this is a great situation for Auction Supremacy to be in after that game number 1. Look at this, Ryanoob with the grenade. Perfect job getting the explosion barrel to blow up right over towards that hotel area and just waiting to pick people off towards flowers.
Yeah, Ryanoob, like that opening strat, he had just phenomenal map movement. He's always had it, being just using that the thrust or the charge, excuse me, the Spartan charge, to get further across the map here, secure that double kill from the player hiding on sniper ramp. And he was able to do it so quickly, the player had no time to react.
Ryan eventually drops to the guy that I believe was on his radar, and that's going to be the sniper rifle eventually going on over to ABC once they pick that one up. You do have a player that's crouching over towards the dip. That's going to be destroyed against Bound here. Perfect shots coming out from Bound. Another player in the cafe. Is he going to help over towards that posters area, or is he going to charge? Looks like he's going to go over towards this blue ramp and get a little aggressive.
Now, Tom, how familiar were you with these players from ABCDE before this?
Pretty familiar. I mean, Elmer's J, I feel like he did a name change, and I can't remember exactly who he was before, but I think they used to run games with the Lakers. I could be wrong on if it's the, I think Firebird was his name. I could be wrong. It could be a completely different player, but I just remember that Jay was, I believe, the same service tag that he was using. So we'll get clarification on that, but definitely familiar with the rest of the guys. And the fact that they're playing at this high level, that is something that I was not familiar with. I just thought that they were kind of the mid-tier, you know, run and gun type of players that would maybe outshoot you once in a while, but to string together actual full series and full games the way that they have is really impressive.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I mean, clearly these guys have been watching Halo 5. They have been practicing it, and they know a lot of these setups and strategies, and they have the individual talent to help carry them.
15-9 though, looks like Auction Supremacy has definitely woken up and gotten a little bit upset after game number 1 being thrown by them, and now you have Contra with the sniper rifle overshield in the hands of Nemesis. This is a recipe for disaster for ABC, but then again, I mean, they were down in that first game, but they were never out of it, and they came back with some really nice plays, so let's see if they're able to do so here. But the first things first is getting Contra and the sniper rifles separated from one another.
Yeah, I mean, we've definitely seen some crazy comebacks here in this game, but whether or not they're going to be able to do it is another story, as Contra's some great flanks, great angles, really just disrupting everything they're trying to do.
The sniper rifle.
Yeah, just wasted that last sniper bullet. Wasn't looking for much there. And nice little distraction as well, staying alive the entire time. Really got to value your life in situations like this, but you can tell what's on his mind. He wants that next sniper rifle ammo and to drop onto Chaotic here in a situation where he should be easily win that battle. Chaotic takes out Destroyed and Contra at the same time.
Yeah, that was for a double kill. Ryanoob answers back here with a perfect kill. 23-14, so they're still able to start or continue to grow this lead here. So you see him kind of just scattered across the map, but not many people here from ABCDE are working together. I'd say there's more clustered here from the likes of Auction.
Yeah, they looked a lot more organized in the series against Splice in the Plaza Strongholds game, but the thing is they haven't been able to find any sort of full-blown map control quite yet. It's like, yeah, they have Nest here, and they're in good positions, but you can see Destroyed has the sniper rifle as he just drops Amorous J, and then Overshield's coming up here, so you're going to need that sniper rifle in order to try to get that positioning. So it's just not good timing for ABC.
Yeah, luckily, or not luckily, but you know, good thing for them they took that game number 1, because 30-16, this could be turned into you know, some steak dinner action.
Yeah, this is the type of win that you need for Auction Supremacy. It's not over yet. Again, game number 1 was completely almost over in my mind. It could have been 2-0 very quickly, and then they would have just ran away with that. But a very nice comeback from ABC and made that 2-1. Now they drop a couple of players, 3 dead. Ryanooob's the last guy alive, and they were able to secure the overshield in the hands of Marv. So if they can go on a little bit of a killing spree, keep in mind, 10 kills, all you need is 2 people to go on a killing spree and you're right back in.
Yeah, I mean, you get 2 spawn cycles there, 8 kills, and you know, all of a sudden you're looking at essentially, I don't know, could you call it a 1-possession game if, you know, less than 4 deaths? It's a 32-22, and the good part about all of this is the beginning part of the game has been so quick. There's still a lot of time to slow it down, regain control, and you know, use some of these advantages you've been able to find now, you know, to your advantage.
There's so much time left on the clock here, like you said, but Yeah, oh, Nemesis, I wanted to say he was behind the entire time on glass. And that was big because that just opens up the map now. All 4 dead. What a play coming out from Kyle. Securing the sniper rifle. Now he's pushing into Tram and aware of the yard spawns. Really heads up play coming out from Nemesis. Can he look for the double kill? Looks like he wants it still, but what a grenade coming in from Mars.
I thought he was going to get that for sure. Just from what we've seen here today, these guys are hitting some of those crazy and epic shots there, especially Amherst J here earlier in the day. 39-26 up to a 13, make that 14 kill lead. Yeah, and that was pretty much their last hope, I think, in this game. They got that sniper rifle, they got the overshield, and they let somebody slip through the cracks there and completely disrupt everything they had worked to gain.
Yeah, at this point, it's probably just going to be a trading kills here, which, you know, at least stops it from being a complete blowout. You know, maybe make it like 50 to 35 or something like that. But their opportunity was just severely missed. A lot of that having to do with the really great play by Nemesis, who I believe was that last guy alive. And he crouched over there again towards that glass area and just really opened up the map. So that was pretty much almost a 10-kill swing right there alone, and it's a 14-kill game. So heads up play by these guys on Action Supremacy. That's the type of plays that they're going to need in order to beat this team and also eventually Splice if that's what they want to do to make it into the Pro League here. What a stick coming in from Contra. Has the overshield. Pretty much just waiting to close this one out at any given point in time. The sniper rifle is going to help do that.
He even finds that sniper, and look at all that ammo in there with that overshield. 3 kills left here to get into this one, and I just expect Oxygen and Supremacy to start rushing because we can't lose almost here, as they're going to, we're trying to put that nail in the coffin.
Yep, it's going to happen any second here, but Contra could easily just get aggressive, but one of the things that you got to keep in mind is that you want to play the series out to its full entirety, right? You don't want to give these guys any type of momentum and be like, oh, what's Contra doing? That wasn't a smart play. He's going to play like this the rest of the series. No, they played it right. They played the perfect way that you need to towards the end of the game. Didn't give them anything to take over into game number 3, and 50-34 is a very decisive win.
Yes, it absolutely is. Now we're watching some replays here from this game, and if you're looking at the scoreboard, up by 10, it goes down to 12 for a little bit, but then ends up a victory by 16 kills, 50-34 there. We'll take a look at the stats here in just a minute, and immediately standing out, obviously, is Nemesis. Most kills, least deaths here in the entire game, but while still having a lot of assists.
Yeah, and again, you can't talk about that glass play enough. He should not have been able to get away with that, but yet he was so patient the entire time, and it paid such big dividends there. So, we talk about who the MVPs are. In my opinion, in that game, and in so far in the series, it's been Nemesis for Oxygen Supremacy. And that's kind of a scary thing because we were talking about Contra, we were talking about Rhino before. One of the players that, in my opinion, definitely should be stepping up just a tad would be Destroyed. Not happy with the body shooting after losing game number 1, and hasn't really pulled off anything miraculous that we've seen the rest of the guys do. So definitely going to be the X factor for Oxygen Supremacy if they want to continue to move forward.
Yeah, and we'll get that score updated. It is 1-1 now as we're getting ready to head into game number 3. Chaotic was definitely the MVP in game number 1.
Yeah.
Say Nemesis here in game number 2. A little bit different than what we saw earlier in the day, where I'd say it was Contra and Amherst J, like you pointed out, that have been really being those impact players here for these teams.
Yeah, Amherst J had probably his most underwhelming performance of the tournament so far. I think he went 6-12 in that last game, and someone that has been really impressing us moving forward. So can't wait to see what the future holds for him and going into the open events too, if they don't end up making it into the Pro League. But they're still not thinking about that. They're thinking about winning this series and eventually going on to face Splice. Keep in mind, Splice, they won the winners bracket finals. They are already waiting in the grand finals, which will be a best of 7. They will have to lose 2 best of 7s in order to not make it into the Pro League. So they have really set themselves up for a great position. Now we move into Eden Strongholds. Red side being played by Oxygen Supremacy. ABC playing from the blue side. And we did see, again, Contra was the guy when they were going up against Brownies. Contra could be the guy again here going up against ABC.
Yeah, and with Strongholds Eden, do you see this, benefiting anybody in any other way, Tom?
Well, the way that these guys played it from Oxygen Supremacy, I would definitely give them the advantage. Again, we did see them win this game type, and we did see, on the other hand, ABC lose this game type. So in In terms of the overall record today, it would be safe to take these guys on Action Supremacy, but you never know. Again, ABC has been very, very impressive at times, just like there, where they ended up killing the camo guy on the nest side of the map, or on the security side of the map, and now Ryan Noob's just stuck over here outside towards this blue bend area. So they've done a really great job of rotating where they need to and securing a couple of strongholds, but Ryan catches him off guard with the frags.
I mean, and that double kill after being in a position where he's no shields, gets some damage down onto the player that picks up rockets. Chaotic, he's just got the best grenades ever.
That was a grenade that should not have hit. And again, these guys pull things off that I feel like they shouldn't be getting away with, but yet they're doing it, and it's because of the skill level that they're bringing to the table. Look at this, a triple cap, Kyle, to start the game with control. They have the rockets just waiting over towards that red side. Chaotic, this is the right play here, bringing these rockets over towards that security side. However, he has to watch out. Ryan Noob's just waiting around the corner. One shot over towards the red security. He's going to leave him over there and just rotate back. Now everyone's going to be spawning over towards the red side, so he's going to have to bring these rockets immediately over there afterwards. And that wasn't the best rocket ever. Probably could have saved that for these guys. Eventually going to push out outside.
Yeah, I mean, and after what Ryan Noob just did, he was in a terrible position, gets a double kill, takes him, the rocket player, no shields. I thought for sure Action Supremacy was about to get some sort of a big lead, but no, what happened? Oh, and Chaotic. You don't want to lose that.
Wow, that's really interesting that, so Ryan just picks up 2 really big kills, but interesting strategy coming out from Action Supremacy. They spawned red. They said, all right, guys, going into red nest, that's just way too predictable. We're way too vulnerable over here. Let's go from outside red bend all the way towards blue bend and then eventually capture the red nest. Very, very good strategy that ended up working out very well for Action.
Yeah, it's a nice little 30-second 30 seconds that they picked up there. I believe that first game that they lost, you were pointing out that, yes, they did already play on this today against Slice, was 100, I want to say, to 51.
Yes.
So they've already done a really good job this game at taking this lead here early on.
Ryan did have a good advantage over towards that catwalk side, but immediately loses it because 2 people shoot him in the back over towards red nest. Destroyed comes in with the cleanup. He is able to kill both of those guys and still is immediately picking up like infinite grenades from the red nest area. Is he going to be able to capture? He does. Has some help. Bound coming in with the double. Contra gets the grenade, but that's definitely worth it if you're destroyed in a situation that he probably could have been taken out without even getting red nest.
You see those nades still going across the map. And can I get a nade counter here? Was that 10, 15 grenades in nest a moment ago? That was ridiculous.
So Catwalk ends up getting captured. That's really important for Action Supremacy. Now they're going to have to rotate eventually over towards this red nest. Contra coming in with the grenade. Look at this. 2 people over towards the red security. What a Spartan charge coming out from Destroyed. Maybe that's a time to go and add some buy disrespect. I like that instead of towards the end of the game.
Yeah, because that was great teamwork from those 2 players. Contra was a huge distraction. I think they were, Contra was no shields. The other player I think was weak. And it worked out perfectly. They got the kills, full health immediately after. Just great overall teamwork.
Contra with the cleanup again, picking up the double. Is he going to challenge this one for the triple kill? Instead, he's just going to elect to keep as much of his shields as possible. It pays off for him. Reverse triple cap coming in now for Action Supremacy. It was temporarily all 4 dead. All of the spawners are going to push out towards blue bend. Contra should be aware of this. He's looking over towards security side, but he should be outside with his battle rifle here. Is Destroyed. Randomly loses a fight to Chaotic, and now the numbers advantage going on over to ABC. That is not good. They need to turn that triple cap into something a little bit more.
I mean, they're doing great. Do you see how they all came off spawn over towards like blue platform? They immediately rush over towards bend, get a kill, get the secure, and then charge out top center. And no, that was such a big swing. They really wanted to secure that nest.
Rockets and overshield.
Top of that, it was the lead change that we just saw. So all of this happening at the exact wrong time here for that squad.
Amherst J picks up a kill, but Overshield and Rockets going on over to the guys in red. Action Supremacy eventually going to be looking for that camouflage. You can see they have really started to pick it up after being down to start this one. I think it was 37-0 to begin, and now 57 points with only 6 being answered by ABC. Action Supremacy really turning it up a notch.
Yeah, and you can see Chaotic trying to get some shots down. He's got a player trapped red 1, but you can't spend too much time on this player because you are not accumulating time here. So he's running away and Destroyed. No, he does escape. So great job by Destroyed, being a distraction here, helping his team accumulate these stronghold points.
Happening off screen right now, Marbleize has the camo trying to push on over towards the blue stairs. He originally was going over towards that catwalk area, but this is going to be the area to stop the bleeding for ABC, but however, he's not able to do anything with his teammates dropping everywhere. Now he's stuck in a situation where he just gets caught out easily. Contra just laying down shots, and there's nothing that you can do when you're the camo guy in that situation. Very well played again by Oxygen Supremacy. They retake the bend immediately and get the triple cap again, Kyle.
Yeah, I mean, this one is quickly steamrolling out of control. Triple cap coming down towards the end very quickly. Now, trying to stop that bleeding, like you said there, but is it too little, too late? It's pretty much a question you always have to ask in some of these game types because they're about to hit that 90-point mark.
They are, but the thing is they're sending a lot of people into multiple strongholds, which is really good. So Contra elects to come around and flank here. Blue Ben should have been captured. I'm surprised that hasn't been taken quite yet. That's still allowing points on the board. There it is, and now the triple cap's going to come in. So this is the third triple cap we've seen 2 times now for ABC, 1 for OS. They're going to really have to hold this one now, though. Oh, Rhino picking up the double kill. I'm not sure how long they're going to be able to do this. Only one more stronghold to be captured on that blue bend area, and it does happen for Oxygen Supremacy. Multiple players stuck in the security area. This is looking like it's going to be 2-1 in this series, Kyle, unless something crazy happens.
I mean, it's not out of the question. We've already seen so much crazy stuff here today, but I don't think it's going to be this game. As a triple cap, one is over Rockets, over Shield. Ryu just able to secure this one, and hey, they did do better than they did last time.
Well, they're pretty consistent. 151 against Splice, 152 against Oxygen Supremacy. So I think it's safe to say that if the 2 teams played, if Oxygen Supremacy and Splice played, it'd be 199, right?
Yeah, I mean, they are moving up in the world here, and taking a look at some of these replays here. Contra, probably my MVP that game, had some big plays, did an amazing job locking down those strongholds, controlling weapons, being a distraction. Even when he wasn't putting damage out, you could tell there were tons of nades being thrown at him, people jumping up in the air trying to secure those kills. And sure enough, he went 15, 11, and 7. So he almost had front page news this game. Destroyed, however, stealing the extra assist.
So it was another CTF game coming up because we just saw a Strongholds game. Game number 1 was CTF Truth 2-1, and that could have been a 3-0 there in terms of what the series was if OS was able to win that game. Keep in mind that they pretty much threw that one away. It was 1-0. They had the flag, they had the camo. It was ready to happen for them, but somehow ABC pulls it out. Now we move into Fathom CTF, another flag game here. Kyle, what are your predictions? Is ABC going to be able to stay alive in this tournament?
Well, I mean, it does really look like ABCDE flag is their best game type. You know, just consistently, these are the ones that they're able to take, and they have great flag rotations, movements. I think a lot of it has to do with them sticking together as a squad when they're pushing across the map. They're constantly doubling back and working together. You see them moving as like a cohesive unit. However, like you said and pointed out already, and I think you can say the same about their first series against Splice. They've stolen a couple games. Like, it could have been a 3-0 against, I think Splice could have 3-0'd them if they won game 1 or game 2. It would have been a 3-0. And what we just saw in this series is it probably would have been a 3-0 if they had every advantage. Oxygen Supremacy had every advantage, everything you would want to have in that position. They just couldn't capitalize. So, or if anything, I'm really impressed that these guys are just with their backs against the wall and with so much against them that they're still able to pull out some of these victories.
Yeah, they've definitely been resilient, but CTF Fathom, we haven't seen it yet today, so we're not sure how they're going to necessarily play. I can't wait to get this one underway because, again, we're going to see some really awesome flag runs coming out from Nemesis. He had 5 flag pulls in that Coliseum. You're going to see Rynoob constantly getting aggressive over there. But again, I've been really enjoying watching this ABC team play. And again, we haven't seen them play on CTF Fathom, and they've brought a lot of fun things to the table. So again, it's going to come down to the X Factor, who's been Amorous J for the Splice series. I feel like he has definitely been underperforming in this specific series. Again, though, I think what happens, Kyle, in situations like this, and you know this, is that you play very well against certain teams because your play style just tends to pan out. It's not like you're playing better or worse, or your teammates are playing better or worse, or they're not giving you, as much information as you were hoping for. It's literally what you were doing against Splice may not work against this other team.
Yeah. I mean, there's really good points to bring up. It's such a situational game. You can watch the same game type 5 different times, and it's just crazy what could happen in each specific ones or how differently they can even play out.
All right, here we go. CTF on Fathom. Let's see who we're starting this one off with. It looks like it's going to be Ryan, who's extremely aggressive to get this one underway. But
another great start.
It is another great start. And look at this, Bound and the ABC squad getting ready to pull the flag already, and they have the railgun. Amazing, amazing beginning strategies coming in. However, they were not able to torch the spawns over towards that silo area. So no players on the silo, and now Chaotic's going to have to be aware of players towards his side.
Oh my gosh, Chaotic with amazing shots there to pick up that kill. And sure enough, that flag went in. 30-second flag cap. It is, you know, I said it before, I think about CTF their best game type. No, Tom, 1000%, dude. These guys are so much better at CTF than anything else.
That is for sure, and they have the railgun still in Amherst J's hands, so if he can get over towards top center, interesting play over here. Looks like they want to clear out their treehouse, which isn't a bad play because you want to definitely make sure that you're either controlling the enemy treehouse.
Oh, look at that nade.
Yeah, that was a very nice nade coming in from Bound. Now railgun pushing over towards top center, so you can see that was the strategy. He wanted to get up there, but he wanted to make sure that he was securing his base first. Now he's going to have to do exactly what that is, the ground pound to stay alive. But the flag is being pulled behind him, so there's defense going on and offense, and 3 dead as this flag's being pulled by Ryan bottom center, the sneaky cap.
Oh, are we going to see something crazy here is the question. I highly doubt it, but Bound's doing all he can. And then, you know, we just saw a minute ago, of course, that flag does go in by Ryan. That was just kind of a perfect timing opportunity flag pull. Things were looking good. They were set up. They were pushing across the map, but Ryan just being a distraction, getting behind them, running the flag, and sometimes those spontaneous flag pulls are exactly what you need.
Big moment here in the game, 10 seconds left until that railgun comes up. Immediately after that, it's going to be the camouflage as well. So you can see all the players posturing towards that area. This is a good play coming in from Amherst J. He could have stayed up top center too, but instead he's going to drop down for the railgun. A lot of times, Kyle, what happens is the top center guy ends up flying in to go for that flag.
Yeah, and sometimes you gotta make sure you recognize for your team that somebody's got to push in to take that spot from you when you push in. And with respawn times, sprints, thrusts, slides, all this. Ooh, what a stick! Sometimes it just happens so quickly that you need to immediately know.
Oh, he missed the flag. No, Contra gets the kill, and the flag touch didn't come in. Contra's still trying to fight as much as he can. Ryan has the camo over here. This flag has been touched numerous times. What's the play going to be? There goes the touch. Both players are no shields. Ryan is going to be able to put this flag, and if they get the return, I like this play coming in. He should be the guy that actually goes for the return as well, but instead he's just going to elect a slay. Heads up play from his teammates to make sure that they're coming back for the flag as well. There goes the return. Here comes the flag cap if they want it. Bottom center is covered, and that is going to be the second flag cap coming in. Auction Supremacy, 1 flag cap away from meeting Splice in the grand finals, but no, that grenade is going to throw Ryan off the map.
Right, and that was kind of almost lucky, I want to say, although, you know, it was a great grenade thrown. But that could have been real bad if Ryan was able to stay alive or clamber back onto the map there. And that was 2 flag caps, really, that
shouldn't have
happened.
Yeah,
like, it was
great plays though.
Yeah, it was great overall plays, both times from Ryan actually too. So, you know, we talked about Ryan.
Nemesis also. Nemesis was the guy that pulled that one.
Okay.
It was both of them, yeah. But look at this, another flag pull coming out from Ryan, running at bottom center. He picks up 2 kills while he's running the flag. Last guy alive is bottom center. He has this flag all the way towards his base. It's going to be up to 1 person from ABC. I don't know if it's going to be enough. Contra just crouching, waiting. There it is. Auction and Supremacy moving on to the grand finals.
And that was some of the most ridiculous flag games I feel like I've seen in Halo 5 happening today in the last chance qualifier. We'll take a look at the stats here as well. Ryan, sure enough, Ryan been destroyed, having real big games.
Kyle, on flag grabs. 3 flag grabs that were just spontaneous. Hey, let's run this and slay them. I feel like they're a little bit out of position, and 3 times they captured it